Hello, Postables. Welcome. This is Chad, and I am back with another RomaDrama Postable. Today, we are talking with Kelli Newhook-Kane. Kelli, how you
Hello.
doing?
How are you?
I'm doing good. So, how
Good.
excited are you, girl? RomaDrama's next month.
Oh, so excited. Can't wait.
Now, you're currently in Canada, right? Whereabouts
Yes.
are you?
In Ontario, in Barrie. So I'm about an hour north of Toronto.
North of Toronto.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, have they like what do I want to say? Released or not released? Have they lightened up the flight restrictions between Canada and the United States?
Somewhat. We still have to mask up if we're on a flight. On Canadian flights, we have to mask up as long as we're flying within Canada. So when I leave next month, if it hasn't changed, then my flight from Toronto to Detroit, I have to have a mask on. But then after that, I don't. So,
Okay.
yeah. So border restrictions are pretty much lifted now.
Okay.
So by land or air, it's pretty easy to travel. It's just you still need to wear your mask.
Okay. Yeah, I was wondering how the people in Canada were planning on getting there. Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't
Yeah.
sure if they were. So you're free to cross the border now anytime you
Oh
want.
yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. For the longest time, we weren't. Not even by land, we couldn't cross the border unless it was for work, right? So,
Yeah.
but yeah, otherwise it's lifted now, which is good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Now, tell people where you were born, where you grew up.
So I was born on a small island in Canada called Newfoundland. It's on the very east coast of Canada, and I grew up literally next to the Atlantic Ocean. Swam in it in the summer, skated on it in the winter. So I grew up there. I left there when I was 18 and went to college out west in Manitoba. Stayed there for 4 years, went back to Newfoundland for 2 years for school, met my husband and moved to Ontario, and we've been here ever since. So,
Oh my, growing up in Newfoundland, that must have been awesome.
it was awesome. It was awesome.
That's as far as you can get east before you hit Europe.
Pretty much. Yeah. I grew up. If you look it up online, there's a National Historic Site. It's called Cape Spear, and it is the most easterly point in all of Canada. And so I grew up about a half an hour from there. But if you go to Cape Spear for sunrise, you're the first person in North America to see the sunrise.
Oh, really?
So, yeah. It feels like you're sitting on the edge of the world. Like it's pretty awesome. Yeah.
So how close was the house you grew up in? How close to the beach was it?
It was close enough that in the winter, if we would have a lot of wind, which we normally did, the salt spray from the water, from the ocean, would actually hit our windows. And in the morning, we have to go out and clean it off the windows so we could see out the windows. Yeah, so close enough for that.
Wow, that must have been fun.
It was literally steps away from my front door. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, how big Newfoundland? I know it's an island. How many minutes would it take to drive across it?
It takes about 9 hours to drive one end to the other.
It's like as big as a state. Okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah. Small population, lot of trees. It's pretty to drive across, but boring in spots as well. So we actually are doing it this summer because my husband is from Newfoundland as well. So we're flying home. I get back from West Palm Beach on one day, and 3 days later we fly to Newfoundland. So
you both are from there, but you didn't meet there.
No, my husband's from the opposite side of Newfoundland. So we actually met online. I went to college in his hometown, walked past his house every day for 2 years, had never met each other, went to the same school, didn't meet each other. And he was in a chat room chatting to friends of my cousin, and just said in passing that he lived in the town of Stephenville. And my cousin happened to say, my cousin just graduated school from there. And we started to talk. And a month and a half later, we met face to face, and we married 3 years later. So
that is amazing.
Yeah.
You walked past his house every day. You went to the same college. And you never met.
Never met. No.
That's like a Hallmark movie, right?
And that was 22 years ago.
That
Yeah.
is funny. Now, you said you left Newfoundland when you were 18. Where'd you go to college? You said.
So I went to two different colleges. I moved to Winnipeg, Manitoba,
Okay.
and I went to a Salvation Army school out there called Booth University College.
Oh, okay.
And to originally do social work, that was what I wanted to be. And got out there, realized it wasn't for me. And so I did biblical studies and community involvement and event planning and things like that through for the church. And then I went back to Newfoundland for 2 years, and I did developmental studies. So I worked with adults and children with developmental disabilities. And I did that for a long time. I worked in that for a long time. And then after I had my son, I put myself through school while working full time and raising him to do administration. And I worked in administration for 15 years. And just last year, I started to work for the Salvation Army as their volunteer and event coordinator. So it all went back to what I originally did back when I was 18. But
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now, did you say you moved to Ontario to get married? Is that why you went there?
we moved to Ontario. We actually we met online, my husband and I, and I had my airline ticket bought to move to Barrie because my parents lived here.
Oh, okay.
And so I was just going to come here. And my husband's brother lived in Cambridge, which is about an hour and a half away from here. And he had his ticket bought to go live with his brother. And he was moving 3 weeks after me. And so we met after we moved here, we met face to face here in Ontario. Yeah. So
funny.
Oh yeah. Yeah. We have a great story.
That is funny. Yeah. You crossed paths many times, but never really met. That's funny.
Yep.
So, you two have kids, I assume, right?
We have one son. Yeah.
One son. Okay. How old is he?
He'll be 18 in September. So he's just graduating high school.
So he's getting ready to go to college then, huh?
Yeah, he's trying to figure out what he's going to do. There's a bunch of different things he'd like to do, but his heart is in social work. And so he's there's a men's shelter here, a homeless shelter here in town. And I work out of the administrative offices there. And he's worked there since he was 14. And so with the homeless guys and helping them out and feeding them and you name it, he's done it. And so that's where his heart lies. So he's going to take a year or so, work, see exactly what it is he wants to do, and then go to school from there. So
that's neat. So he's going to follow mom in her footsteps.
Apparently, yeah. Not sure if that's a good idea, but yeah.
That's good. That's good. Let's see. Oh yeah. What'd you do after you got out of school? What kind of line of work did you go into? I imagine social work, right?
Yeah. So when I got out of school, I worked in a group home for adults with developmental disabilities. And so that was, it was good, but it was tiring. Holy cow. But yeah, I worked, we don't have institutions per se here, like to say, they're going to be put in an institution. They have group homes instead. So they're in looks like a regular house, right? But they're designed inside to accommodate whatever needs they have. And so I worked in a group home with severely disabled adults. Most of them couldn't walk. Most of them couldn't speak. We needed to feed them, change them. And so we took care of them, took them on outings, things like that. So we did that until I had my son, and then I couldn't work in it anymore. Because I worked shift work, so I couldn't do the shift work anymore. So yeah, and then I went back, I did administration, and I worked for the school board for about 10 years. And then I moved into a not-for-profit adult education center instead. And I was their administrator for 6 years. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it was a lot of fun. A lot of different hats I wore at a lot of different times.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you weren't working, what do you like to do in your free time? What are some of your hobbies?
Oh, besides nap? Napping is my favorite. No, Barrie sits on a really beautiful lake, and we sit just at the beginning of Kempenfelt Bay, it's called. And so I spend a lot of time down at the lake walking, the lake shore down there. They have a really nice marina and a lot of different walking paths right on the lake. So we spend a lot of time there walking our dog down there. And my son and I, my husband isn't a traveler per se, but my son and I, we go on lots of adventures together. So we'll get in the car and just say, let's see where this road goes. And we'll just drive until we figure it out. So we could spend like a day doing that. So yeah, mostly that. I read some and, this and that, but that's mostly how I spend my time.
Now, you said the name of the city is Barrie?
Barrie, yeah. Yeah.
How big a city is it?
The population of Barrie is about between 250 and 300,000 people.
Oh, okay. So it's a good size. Okay.
Yeah. It's a fair size. It's grown. I'd say it's probably doubled since we moved here 20 odd years ago. So yeah,
okay.
Yeah. Lots of people.
Are there other little like suburbs around the city?
Yeah. So we live the city center. That's where I work, and then we live in a suburb called Holly. And then there's also Painswick, there's Allendale, there's I think there's another one too. And Barrie is a really old city. So different areas. We live in one of the newer areas, but Painswick and Allendale are is where the original city started. And so it's steeped in history here. So
you're in a suburb called Holly.
Yes.
Do they go wild for Christmas?
Yeah, no, actually,
No?
you'd think they would, but no. No.
What? Really? No. You can't have Christmas in Holly?
I think I need to start something now, but
I know. You gotta get on a Christmas committee or something.
I know, right? I'm gonna have to call the city on Monday.
So I imagine there's a lot of, once you get outside the suburbs and outside the city limits, there's probably a lot of woods and forests and wilderness around you.
A lot of farmland. Yeah.
Farmland.
Yeah, okay. A lot of farms right around us. About 3 minutes from my house maybe is where I get the best sunsets. My son is an amateur photographer, so we go out lots of times just so he can get pictures and this and that. But yeah, we live on the top of a hill. So if you just go out at the end of my street, and you'll be at the top of the hill. So it overlooks this huge expanse of farmland. And that's where the sun sets. So yeah, it's really nice. There's a lot of different things growing on the farms around here. So harvest season in the fall and now coming up to spring, we don't buy vegetables from the store or fruit or anything. It's all gotten fresh from farmers.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah, it's really good. I miss it during the winter. So
hey, let's talk a little bit about Signed, Sealed, Delivered. How long have you been a Postable?
Oh my goodness, probably since about 2019. I found it by accident. Well, I say by accident, and they're like, no, there's no accidents. I was watching something else on Heart and Home, which is the Canadian equivalent of Hallmark, and it was over what I was watching, and I was busy doing something, and Truth Be Told came on, and I recognized Kristen Booth, and so I was like, oh, like she lives an hour from me, so I was like, oh, this might be interesting, and I was hooked from like the first 5 minutes. So yeah, and then that was it. I looked on Twitter to see if there was. I just looked up the show, and just to see, and then I found the Postables, and that was it. I was welcomed with open arms. So.
So Truth Be Told was the first movie you saw?
Yes, yeah. So when people ask what's your favorite, it's like picking your favorite child. You can't really pick a favorite, but that's the one that drew me in. So that one is more special to me than any of the others.
Then I imagine you went back and to the beginning and watched it from the beginning.
I binge watched all of them. Yeah, I don't even know if my husband knows this, but I actually called in sick the next day to work because I was up till 4:00 that morning watching them. And I get up at 5:30 for work, and I'm like, there's no way. So I called in sick and just watched the rest of them that day.
That's dedication right there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So my next question is why you love SSD, but probably because one thing was Kristen Booth is what attracted you to it, right?
Yeah. I was drawn to it because of her, because I had recognized her in other things, and I knew she was Canadian. Eric Mabius, I recognized from other things as well. So I was like, okay, yeah, this seems okay. What kept me going and what kept me watching it was it. Forgive me if I get emotional, but it reminds me of my mother. And so my mom and I used to watch a lot of things together. And when she got sick and before she passed away, we used to watch a lot of things. And her favorite person on the planet was Martha Williamson. Oh. And so some of my best memories of her and I are watching Touched by an Angel. And so when I realized that Martha wrote Signed, Sealed, Delivered, it was sort of, I had that connection to her again. And then the more I'd watch it, the more it was like, oh yeah. So I chat to my mother sometimes while I'm watching it. And, but then when I found the Postables as well, it's like, yeah, there's no turning back. Like I've never had support like that before, for like a world of people. So literally.
Yeah.
So
from all over the world.
Yeah.
So you mentioned, truth be told, favorite movie. Do you have a favorite TV series episode?
I don't know. They're all special to me for different reasons. So I'm not sure that I'd be able to pick an actual favorite. Yeah, I don't think I could actually. So
yeah, it's hard to.
It is.
Let's talk RomaDrama. Have you ever been to a fan convention like this?
Never. No.
Never?
This will be my first one. Yeah.
Have you ever been to Palm Beach?
No, I've been to Florida, but I've never been to West Palm Beach. So,
okay.
Yeah, and never in June. I've been warned it's very humid and very hot.
It's gonna be a bear in June.
Yes, yeah. I've told my husband already. I have to remember hair ties because my hair goes very fuzzy when it's humid.
When you were in Florida before, where were you? West Coast or East Coast?
We were in Largo. My father-in-law owned a house there. So we spent quite a bit of time in Largo. Our very first trip to Florida was to Disney, and we stayed in Kissimmee and then just would travel back and forth. But my father-in-law had a house in Largo, so that's where my last trip to Florida actually was in Largo for Christmas. So yeah, a couple of Christmases ago. So that was where we spent most of our time.
So what are you most excited to see and do there at RomaDrama?
You know what? I think the most I'm excited about is just to meet everybody. And, it's one thing to talk to people on Zoom or to chat online, but to actually see them and hug them and, get to know them more. I think that's what I'm most excited about. Little nervous about karaoke night. Nobody needs to hear me sing. So
well, you're not forced to sing. Nobody has to sing.
I can do a lot of things, but nobody needs to hear me singing.
Yeah, when you go to these types of gatherings, it's always nice to put a face with the social media picture that you see pop up. So it's always nice to see people and get to know their personality. Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. I imagine you got one of the postable packages, did you?
Oh yeah, the 5-star one, the highest one. So I said to my husband, if I'm going all out. I try to live life with no regrets. Like that's an actual motto of mine. So I'm like, this is a once in a lifetime thing.
That's right.
Right. So yeah, we just finished renos in our house. So after a year, so I said to my husband, this is I survived the renos trip. I ended up not divorced and I didn't kill anybody. So this is my trip to celebrate.
Are you going to bid on Shane's wedding dress?
I don't know. I'm thinking about it. I really have no use. Yeah, I have no use for it, but make it a nice tablecloth, right? But so I'm thinking about it though, just because of what it helps, right? So so I see it every day. The food insecurity here, and from where I work, we serve between lunch and dinner. We serve 650 meals a day. every day. So what she is raising money for is very close to me. So yeah, I'm really thinking about it. So not sure what I do with it after. I still have my wedding dress upstairs, so I'm not sure what I do with Shane's, but I'm thinking about it.
It'll be fun to see it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if she'll try it on and take pictures of the people or not.
Oh, I hope so. I hadn't thought of that. That's a great idea. Now it's out in the universe. She probably has to. So.
Oh, how about we play a little SSD this or that?
All right, let's see what we can do.
Tell me what you like better, kombucha or yoo-hoo?
Kombucha. I've never tried yoo-hoo. I drink kombucha every day.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I heard Eric. I heard Eric say in an interview one time that he would have diabetes if he actually drank the yoo-hoo that it is portrayed on that show.
Yeah, he doesn't drink it.
And I'm like, that sounds really sweet. I don't even know if I'd try it. But kombucha, yeah, I drink kombucha every day. So
yeah, it's nothing but milk and a ton of sugar, I think.
Ew, gross.
Yeah. He replaces it with some sort of plant-based milk.
Yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah.
You prefer the TV series or the movie series?
The movies, I think. Only because then we have them for a little longer, The stories are a little longer, so yeah.
To the altar or the vows we have made.
Oh, seriously, what kind of question is that?
That's a tough one.
It really is. To the altar, just because of that scene where he buttons that wedding dress. Oh my God. Yeah. And vows, though, I don't know. Vows because we meet Shane's mother, and I just honestly think she's hilarious. The look she gives Joe when she asks him, did he know that they were getting married? When she looks at him and goes, "You didn't know?" And I'm like, you have to appreciate that kind of sarcasm. So I'm not entirely sure. I'd say that's a tie, maybe.
That's a tie. All right. No Rita or Shaliver?
Oh, see, again, these are hard decisions. It's not even lunchtime yet. I love the innocence of Norita.
Yeah.
I really do. I have to move my thing because of, there we go. Yeah, I love Norita's innocence, although I love Shaliver's snarkiness, so I'm not really sure. I do love a little bit of snark, so.
How about the no Rita engagement or the Shaliver engagement?
Oh, well, the Norita engagement when he proposed or when he gave her the ring? Because that was sort of a two-part thing.
Yeah, that was a two-part. Yeah. It was
Yeah. No, absolutely. Shaliver's engagement. I'm very big in tradition. So
with the green tie?
Yes. Yeah.
How about the no Rita wedding or the Shaliver wedding?
Oh, again, I love the animals at Norita's wedding. I really did. I'm an animal person. No, I love them both equally for different reasons, I think. So I honestly don't think I'd be able to choose one of them.
Yeah. That's a tough one.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Shaliver wedding had a huge build-up because everyone waited for it for so many years.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Oh, this is my favorite one. Dale or Steve?
Oh, seriously? Steve is such a weasel. I wouldn't be able to live with myself if I chose Steve, so I'd have to take Dale.
That's the first time anyone's ever called him a weasel.
No, he's vital to it because I don't think Oliver would have got the kick in the pants he needed had it not been for Steve.
Yeah.
So as much as it pains me to say he is important, but no, he's too weaselly for me. I don't like him. So yeah, no, Dale all day.
He had some conflict and emotions to the
yes. Yeah, absolutely.
How about Hazel or Ramon?
Oh my goodness. Ramon, probably, I would say. Although I don't know. Hazel has her moments too. So
Yeah.
that's a hard one.
Yeah, that is a tough one. That is a tough one. Okay. Oliver with the fedora hat or no fedora?
Oh, no fedora.
Everyone says that.
Oh,
Nobody likes the hat.
No, some people can pull off a fedora. You, for example, can wear a fedora and wear it well. Oliver, not so much. No, that just seemed the oddest choice of headwear for him. No.
Yeah, I think we only saw it in the premiere movie. In the movie,
yeah.
We never saw it.
I was going to say, when you just said Oliver in the fedora, I was actually going to interrupt and say, whatever the answer is, it's whatever comes next, because it was not in that fedora.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Let's see. What else can we talk about? What do you want to tell the Postables? And what do you want to talk about RomaDrama or anything? One last message here.
Not anything in particular I want to talk about, just that I'm super excited, and I've already told some Postables, so I'm putting it out there to everybody.
What?
Kind of brace yourself, because I'm a hugger.
Okay.
And I haven't hugged people sensibly in 2 years. So, yeah, just brace yourself, because it's coming. So.
Great. Okay. What now? Are you on? I know you're on Facebook. Are you on Instagram or Twitter or anything?
Both. Yeah. All three. So Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
Okay. What's you want to throw out your Instagram and Twitter handle so people
can
so
my Twitter handle. I actually have to look at my Instagram one because I don't even know it.
No way, really?
I really don't.
Do you live tweet during the movies?
Sometimes. I don't always get them. They're not always shown the same time, so I have to watch
that's right. You're up in Canada. That's right.
I have to watch them recorded, and because I have the international version, I'm never in the same spot in the movie as other people, but
that's right.
Yeah, so my Instagram is Kelli M. Kane, and my Twitter handle is Ontario Kelli.
Oh, okay.
With an I, like it's spelled on the bottom of my screen. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Hey, speaking about the international version, is the international version of the movies a little bit different than the American version?
Yeah, they're longer. Yeah.
Oh, they're longer?
Yeah. I'm trying to do this so I don't have a shadow. Yeah, there's the parts that are normally cut out in the American version, we usually get them. So, yeah, so in Vows, there's a part where Shane's mom and Joe are in the church. It's right after Joe talks to Shane outside by her car and tells her to speak to Oliver about Dumbarton Oaks. Mm-hmm. And then in the American version, it's whatever happens next. But in the international version, Joe actually walks back into the church and sits in the pew behind Shane's mother. And she talks about why she doesn't like the candles and how there was candles in their window when Shane's father left. And she blew them out, and Shane went behind her and lit them again. Oh. And so that's an entire section that was taken out of the American version. So the international version always has extras in there.
Oh, that's neat. That's neat. Do they show less commercials or something to fit it in?
They do. Yeah, that's why. Yeah, it's less commercial. They need less commercial time. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that is neat.
Yeah. So anytime. Go ahead.
I wonder if those added scenes are on the DVDs. If you buy the DVD of the movie.
I'm not sure, actually. I haven't seen the DVDs, so I don't really know. But yeah, usually whenever there's something being shown, one Canadian Postable or at least international Postable will post the international scenes so that you can see them. So. Oh,
that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen some of those posts where they added some of the.
Well, that's why, because we end up seeing them, but you guys don't, which is unfortunate. So
now the last movie, The Vows, there was shown here in October of last year. When did you see it up in Canada?
I saw it the night that it premiered, only because my son had told me about a VPN, so I got a VPN on my computer, and then I could watch. It changed my IP address to an American IP address. Oh. And so I could go in on Friendly TV and watch it at the same time.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so I watched it the night it premiered, but it came out. I can't remember when it came out. I know it was a few months later before it actually aired here in Canada.
Oh, okay. Was it before it finally aired?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
It wasn't quite a year. Normally it's about a year or more, and it
Oh, is it
wasn't.
really?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
This I think was only like 3 or 4 months, something like that.
okay.
So yeah, not too long.
Oh, wow. Well,
Mm.
this was informative.
Yeah,
I learned something.
there you go. See?
And I learned things about you, and I look forward to meeting you face to face in a month.
Absolutely. I know. I can't wait.
I can't believe it's only a month away.
I know. I know. We have a countdown. I have a countdown on my phone, so I see it every day. And I have the Delta app. I'm flying on Delta, and it actually counts down the days for me to when my flight is. So.
Oh, I think I'm on Delta too.
Yeah, yeah. It'll tell you.
What day do you fly? What day do you leave?
Thursday the 23rd.
So do I. Do you fly to Detroit?
Yep.
So do I.
Oh, yeah. Me and Lynn Herman, we're on the same flight. We're actually in seats next to each other.
Oh, are you really?
Right. Yep. Yep.
She's up in Canada too?
No, she's in Michigan. So
she's in Michigan. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah. She's like just over the border from me. So.
Oh, you're on the same flight from Detroit to Florida.
Yes. Yep. Yep.
Well,
and then going back, I'm on the same flight from Palm Beach to Atlanta as Janice. Janice and I are like a couple of seats away from each other. So, but yeah. Yeah. So now when is your flight?
I don't know. I was going to ask you, when do you leave Detroit? I might be on the same plane.
I know it's like crazy early in the morning, but
I know I land in Florida at like 2:00 in the afternoon on Thursday.
Hold on. I'll pull up my flight because that's the only way I'm going to remember. But
I leave New York at 6 in the morning to go to Detroit.
You fly from New York to Detroit and then Detroit.
I know, it's crazy. I know.
That's weird.
It's crazy. I know.
So let's see. I leave. Where is it? Here it is. I leave Toronto at 6:15 in the morning. And then I leave Detroit at 10:10 in the morning and get in West Palm Beach at 1:00.
Oh, I arrive at 2, so we must not be on the same flight.
Oh, it's not the same. That's too bad.
Okay.
When do you go back? What day do you fly back on?
Monday, because I couldn't get a flight Sunday night.
Yeah, I fly back Monday too. I leave West Palm Beach at 11:15 in the morning, and then fly into Atlanta. And then I leave Atlanta and I get in Toronto at like 4:30 in the afternoon. So,
oh, that's funny. You don't have to go back to Detroit, huh?
No. So, and I'm just praying that my flight doesn't really get delayed or anything like that because my son graduates high school the next day. So I sort of have to be here. Yeah, it's important for me to get back.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So
well, thank you so much for talking with me. I'm glad we did this. I'm glad the Postables can get to know you a little bit better.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun.
And now they'll know who you are when they see you at the convention.
Exactly. Yeah.
And hopefully people will come up to you and say, "Hey, I know you. I saw you online."
Exactly. And even if they didn't, come up to me anyway. I don't care.
Oh, thanks for being here, and thank you for being here too, Postables, and we'll see you in about a month from now.
All right, bye guys.